Good morning, fifth graders. Welcome to our technology class. This is week 26. So this week we're going to take a break from typing. So there'll be no new typing assignment because I would like everybody to go back to the 5 assignments that we've had so far and just make sure that you finish them, okay? There's absolutely no reason why anybody should get a 0 for typing. I mean, it's ridiculous. You all have so much time that you get to spend doing whatever, right? Playing games, watching YouTube, whatever you do online. So you could easily take time every week and get your typing done. So if you get a 0 in typing, you really only have yourself to blame, right? And so you just have to learn how to manage your time better. And that's definitely a skill that we need as adults, time management, right? Where we make a list of everything we need to get done. We prioritize what's due right away. What do I need to focus on as number one? Then what's due in 3 days where maybe I can have, that a little bit lower on the list. And you have to really learn these skills because these are the skills that help you to be successful in your life. And it's funny because I think back when I was in middle school, I always wanted to get a job and I wasn't old enough yet, but I used to just volunteer. And so, yeah, I'd go to school and then after school I'd volunteer and then I'd come home and do my homework. And then finally, when I was in ninth grade and I turned 14 and I was allowed to get the work permit to work, I got my first job and actually getting a paycheck. And I would get out of school, go to work for about 4 hours, and then come home and do my homework. And it's funny because I think about you guys and it's such a different generation. Like you have way more time than we had back then. And so it just seems like there's really no reason why you shouldn't be able to get your work done. It just comes down to learning how to manage your time, right? And learning how to I always was a list person. You take a piece of paper, you jot down everything that you need to do. And I mean, even now, do you know what I do to keep myself sane? I have a clipboard. And on the clipboard, I literally have every single day what I need to be doing. Like today, oh, okay, I need to make the lesson for the fifth graders. And then I check it off when I'm done. And because why? Because there's a lot of parts to it. I have to actually type out the lesson, make the quiz in the Google quizzes. Then I have to go in and if there's anything to check, then I got to go in the grade link and put the assignment in there. And then make the email to send out, make the video, put it on YouTube. So there's all steps that I have to do. And so I have a checklist and I check off everything. And then when I'm done, I know, oh, okay, fifth grade is totally done. It's ready to go, right? And that's what you guys need to learn how to do. Make a checklist. I know you have your little agendas and your planners, and then you check off, and maybe you have it numbered. Like number one is the most important thing that, it's due right away. And then number two, number three, and you get it all done. And this is a great skill for you guys to build up. So that way, yeah, maybe eventually when you do get in high school, maybe you do want to get a part-time job to earn some money so you can do things and go out, then you'll be able to manage your schoolwork and working and going to school. And that's it prepares you for the real world, right? And being able to get your first career and, all the things that come along with being an adult. That's really what school prepares you for, right? So enough of that, but hopefully you guys will step up your game and get this done. And then today is the last day for the Internet Safety Digital Citizenship lessons. And so this is our last lesson. So you'll get the assignment and the quiz, and then you will complete that. And if you're missing any of the other assignments or quizzes from, this is the 6th one, so there's 6 of them. If you're missing any of them, you should go back. The easiest way to see if you're missing something, go in grade link. If it has a 0 or it says not graded, if it says not graded, you might have emailed it to me and maybe I didn't update it yet. If it says 0, then you didn't do it. And if you did do it late and sent it in, then obviously I have to go in and update the 0. But you should be checking in there. I even have been including the links to the videos, and I've been including the attachments to the assignments. So say you can't find the email, you could just go in GreatLink and get the attachment right there. You can get the link to the video right there. Everything's in that system, okay? So make sure that you go in and check. All right, so our last lesson that we're going to be learning about is digital friendships, which I feel like is something that, you know, because of COVID, a lot of you guys, you get together online, right? Maybe you have a chat online. You end up, you know, playing a game together online. Maybe it's with people you do know. Maybe it's with people that you don't know. But we're going to talk about how to stay safe when you're having digital friendships, right? So how do you keep online friendships safe? That's our main question. So we'll be looking at different kinds of online only friendships. We'll be talking about the benefits and the risks. And then we're going to be looking at a situation with an online friend and try to think about how they could handle it. So have you ever chatted with someone online? Who was it? How often? Well, again, I can't hear you because I'm just making a video, so I have no idea. But hopefully I'm going to be able to hear your thoughts through your homework. But I would imagine that most of you have chatted with kids that you know, maybe kids in your class, kids from church, neighbors, and you meet online. And maybe there are a handful of you who have chatted with people that you really don't know. They're just online only. And there comes risks with that, which we're going to be talking about, because we don't know if people really are who they say they are online. And so you have to really be careful, and especially to be careful not to share any private information with people, because then they can find out where you are. And I'm going to actually show you guys a video that I actually showed to the middle school kids, but I feel like it would be really good, since you guys have been spending time online, to show this video as well. So we will be taking a look at that. And we're going to be doing the activity, but I don't want to do it yet. So private information is something about you that can be used to identify you because it's unique to you, like your full name with your last name, or your address, your name of your school, your birth date. These are pieces of information that if somebody gets them, they could piece them all together and they could easily find you, right? So you really need to be careful. I know, you know, maybe you're playing a fun game or you're chatting or whatever, and then, where do you go to school? Where do you live? And you just, you know, type it. You don't even think twice. You have to pause and think before you share anything online, because you have to stop and think. Number one, it's going to be part of your digital footprint, right? So it better be kind words. It better not be nasty and mean. And number two, you're giving that information out to possibly perfect strangers. And is that really safe? So you really have to use wisdom, and you have to stop and think before you type anything, pretty much. You know, whatever you type, you should be okay that the whole world sees what you type, because it's the internet. And as we know, things can easily go viral in one click. So you do have to be very careful. So I'm going to actually put the video on to show you guys. Okay, so let's watch this video. This is from the NetSmarts Kids. And so here, I'll let you guys watch it and then we'll talk about it.
It happened to me 5 years ago. My parents were divorcing and things at school and with friends weren't too good. I felt like the world was falling down around me. That's when I met someone online. We would chat about everything in my life. I finally had someone to take my side and see things my way. I had someone who put me first. No matter how much I thought we could trust each other, I knew better than to meet in person with someone I had met on the internet. But one day, when school was dismissed early, there was someone waiting for me at my front door. I never thought I'd find myself in this situation. I learned the hard way that no matter who you think you're talking to online, there are people out there looking to hurt you. It doesn't matter if they're male or female, or if they look a little rough around the edges, or even if they're the most beautiful person. These people exist, online and in the real world.
It happened to me too. I was 14 and someone online sent me a private message. I shouldn't have responded, but I messaged back and 7 days later, agreed to be picked up outside of my house at midnight. I was taken to another house and what happened there was terrifying. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. I felt numb and powerless and didn't know what to do. I was too afraid to tell my parents and ashamed of what everyone would think of me. But hiding it was a mistake. I saw the car that I was taking and driving around my neighborhood all summer long. Was I being targeted again, or was someone else being victimized? I finally decided to tell someone.
I have to live with the decision I made to trust someone I met on the internet.
But the important thing is that I told someone. I'm not a victim, but a survivor.
Okay, so in that video, we see that there's a story of these two boys and they talk about their experiences with meeting someone online. And it's interesting because it seems like the common thread is that they felt alone, like they didn't have anybody to talk to, like no one was listening to them. And this person online was pretty much leading them on, right? Making them think, oh, I care about you, and really taking an interest to them. And so it's like for you guys, if you have ever been online and you met somebody that was trying to talk to you through a chat or they sent you a private message and it really seemed like they took a liking to you, sure, it might feel good. Ooh, somebody wants to talk to me. This feels so nice. They really care about me. But the thing is, how do you know who they really are? They could say anything. They could pretend they're your age. They could pretend they could relate to you and they know they care about you. But then they could be a 57-year-old man that is a creepy child predator, right? And so please don't ever trust anybody online. No one. If you know the friend from school, okay, that's fine, but still you're not going to share private information through the chat. And you sure, if somebody comes and they are a complete stranger, you surely are not going to talk to them. And so the things I really want to talk to you guys about are if you are feeling lonely through COVID and you really do want to talk to somebody, you can let me know. You can let your parents know. There are ways that you can get connected online with real kids your age. Just a few that I could tell you about. One of them is called OutSchool, and they have all sorts of online classes and meetups, even with video games. They have Animal Crossing online groups. They have all different ones, and with real kids. And there's an adult that hosts it, and they have had to be background checked through the OutSchool. And so if you want to join some sort of online social group, I could send you that website. The other thing is, I bet a lot of your churches have right now some sort of online youth groups for kids. You can consider joining one of those. There are definitely ways for you to get connected with kids if you're stuck at home and you have to do it through the internet. Now, the best way, of course, would be to just go out, go to a playground, play with kids in the neighborhood, whatever. Just keep your mask on and play, enjoy yourself, and ask your parents to take you to a playground. Ask your parents to take you out where there's other kids so that you can ride your bike and scooter and practice your gymnastics and soccer and whatever, just an open place. I know we live in Queens, but there are parks around. There are definitely parks where there's a lot of kids and you could easily protect yourself by wearing a mask. The weather's going to get nice. There's no reason why we need to just stay locked up and being lonely and isolated anymore. Okay. So I just want you guys to know there are ways. If you're feeling like that's you, and then you have this thing where you just want to talk to people online and you have maybe been talking to a stranger online, just because you wanted somebody to talk to, please reach out so we can talk about what's going on, right? We want to keep you safe. I don't want any of you guys talking to strangers. And I surely don't want any of you guys getting picked up by strangers, right? If they find out where you live or anything like that. We want you guys to stay safe. So these are some tips. Remember that not everyone you meet online is trustworthy. No one that you meet online should ask you to keep secrets from your adult. Like, don't tell your parents I'm talking to you. Oh my gosh, that's a red flag right there. Excuse me. Ask a trusted adult before sharing any information, even personal things, because you need to guard yourself and protect yourself. Be suspicious if an online friend is trying to turn you against your friends and family, like, oh, talk to me because I really understand you. They don't understand you. And they're trying to, like, fill your mind with doubt. Don't accept gifts from people that you meet online. Maybe they try to send you like money through a game, like to buy stuff, and you really think, oh, they're so nice. Don't accept that. A real friend won't ever pressure you to do anything that makes you uncomfortable. That's what a real friend, whether it's in person or online, a real friend would never make you feel uncomfortable, would never pressure you to do things that you don't want to do. And so you should always report anybody who sends you anything inappropriate, a message, a picture. You need to protect yourself and be a good friend to other friends. Like, look around in your class. If you're, a group playing a game or something, invite all the kids. Don't just invite some of them. Maybe some of them will feel left out. Include everybody. Try to really foster a community, where if you are trying to get together, try to include everybody. I mean, it's just, that's the way. And check in with other kids. If they seem like they're isolated or they haven't been talking, say, hey, how you doing? You want to meet online and talk? You want to play a game? And be a good friend, right? I mean, especially as Christians, I mean, we're called to be the light. We're called to go into a world of lonely, lost people and be there for them. And so, as you guys are getting older, hopefully your empathy radars have been getting stronger and you're able to look around and think about how other people feel. And then it's not only about you, right? And that you can keep yourself safe when you're online. So what else do I want to tell you? Oh, I want to show you about the lesson that we're going to do. So we're going to talk about Sita and her online friendships. So this is going to be what you guys are going to do for your homework, but let me make it a little bit bigger. So here we go. Let's talk about Sita. I'll read it to you guys and then you can do it for homework. So scenario 1, Sita is a middle school student who is a little shy about meeting new people. Her science class has a project where each student gets to video chat with a student from their sister school in Jaipur, India, which is 7,770 miles away. Sita is assigned to video chat with a girl named Kaya. Sita is nervous about meeting her and wonders if they will have anything in common. When they meet, however, Sita quickly sees that Kaya is very nice and that they have a lot in common. For example, they're both on Instagram. Sita is also excited to meet Kaya, because Sita's parents are from India, and Sita always wanted to know more about what it's like there. At the end of their chat, Kaya asks Sita if she can follow her on Instagram. Sita smiles and says, of course. So now that's scenario 1. Now let's read scenario 2. Sita gets a message on her phone from her friend CJ Cool 11. She doesn't know CJ Cool 11. She doesn't know CJ Cool's real name or age. They're just online friends that met a couple of months ago. They met when he posted a comment on one of her Instagram photos, a photo of her dog Pepper. She replied and they shared some funny stories about their dogs. Now they talk a lot online. When she shares a problem she has at school, CJ Cool 11 always has good ideas for handling the problem. Today, CJ Cool 11's message reads, "My annoying neighbor never cleans up after his dog." Sita responds, "That's rude. Everyone on my street always does." After a moment, CJ Cool answers back, "Really? What street do you live on?" Sita pauses. This makes her feel uncomfortable. So it's interesting. We see both of these scenarios, and what you guys are going to do is a Venn diagram. So hopefully you remember what this is, but you pretty much have on one side, you have the friendship with Kaya, and on the other side, you have the friendship with CJ Cool. And then in the middle, you have how the friendships are the same. So you'll list everything about the friendship with Kaya, everything with the friendship with CJ Cool, and then you'll look for anything that's the same about the friendships and put it in the middle. So just a few examples, but if we look at Sita's friendship with Kaya, we see that we know that Kaya is a real girl because she's seeing her on the video because she was assigned through her teacher. So the teacher knows about the friendship, right? And so we're seeing that this seems to be a pretty nice online friendship. It's safe. We know the girl is real and the teacher is involved. But then we look at the online friendship with CJ Cool and we don't even know who CJ Cool is. She's never seen him on real video. We don't even know if it's a guy, a girl, how old they are. Just met through chatting on Instagram. So a lot of red flags going on with this relationship, right? So you're going to fill out the Venn diagram, and then at the last page, you're going to end the story. So in scenario 1, what message would you send to Kaya? And in scenario 2, how would you respond to CJ Cool 11's question at the end of the scenario? What would you do? So you're going to try to end how you would do it with each of them, how you would respond. There is a short quiz. So I think it's like 3 questions, and it's just reviewing about digital friendships. But this really is such an important topic because, I mean, like we were saying, you guys are spending so much more time online. Kids are more lonely these days and they just want to talk to people. But the thing is, you have to be careful who you talk to, right? Because not everybody is who they say they are. So you really have to protect yourself online. So please reach out to me, come knock on the door. If you want to talk about this, if maybe this has happened to you, someone did try to message you and you didn't know what to do, maybe you got scared, maybe you got embarrassed, you didn't want to tell anybody, come and talk to me about it, okay? Because we want to make sure that you guys are staying safe online. All right, guys, so I'll see you next time. Please catch up. Remember, catch up on all your work and send it in to me. All right, bye.